So, with John Marino gone, we shift our focus again to what is happening in the free agent market. Again, goalie, or defensively, I should say. There's nobody there that I want. There's nobody there that I want right now. It's just the value in spending money on any of those guys, it doesn't exist. So, for my big free agent target, is there a defenseman that makes a lot of sense signing? Nikita Hotyuk makes more sense than Philip Kral. Year younger and same overall. But then there was Bixel or Corcoran. Hotyuk makes more sense than Corcoran. Not that we need another fucking left defender, though, to join in on the mix. I think for that reason, while Bixel makes some sense, it's either Bixel or like Connor Corcoran as our bigger signing. Maybe William Villeneuve. Again, Luke Prokop's out there. I'm not against signing him. Yeah, maybe we go for Corcoran. Is there anybody else? It can often be sneaky medium top sixes. I'd like to go after Bixel, but we have so many left defensemen as it is, like we're really struggling on that right-hand side. And I don't want to go full Leafs. And, struggle to find a proper balance. All right, yeah, so Connor Corcoran, congratulations. You're going to be my primary target. How often do you stream franchise? Most of the time. And would I be down to use the Wild eventually? Not against it. Am I adding any more players before Thursday? Potentially. Maybe at the very least, the second rounders could be the target. Goalie-wise is where we're really struggling right now. Like, do we give Blomqvist the chance to prove that he should be the guy? I think he deserves the chance to prove that he's the guy. Not that I hate Shesterkin, but the urgency to go out and sign somebody like Shesterkin for us to compete is now gone. It doesn't exist. Rodriguez 24 and a 79. Isn't it, Tima? Isn't it, without having to copy shit down all day? Callie Klang 23 and a 78 makes a lot of sense. Bring Callie Klang back into the fold. Tynan's there. Honestly, I think we should risk it with Rodrigue and hope that he doesn't go up the starter caliber. Ottawa is also interested. He wants a one-way deal. We'll give Rodrigue a shot. He's an RFA. Never mind. All right. Well, that slightly changes the target. Well, Timo, again, as people have said, why hire someone when they can just do it themselves? Right? I think we're going to bring Callie Klang back into the mix here. He was our prospect to begin with. We moved on from him. We'll give him a chance to be the backup this year. So our defense and goaltending, like major signings, they're really not anything major. RFA-wise, obviously Drury and Poulin are both ours. Drury's only looking for 2.2, which isn't bad. You could even say that Dylan Holloway, for just a second, isn't that bad of an option. We got Chmelevski at a medium 6. Robbie Yarventi's ours. Maybe that's our big signing as we go after Dylan Holloway for just a second. Because otherwise, if we look at the big UFAs, I mean, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Patrick Laine, Aho Kachuk, they're all 27. They're all 27, so they're kind of right in that window where they'd be like the veteran leadership on the team by the time we turn the corner, in theory. Yes, Puljujärvi's also there. But the problem with Dubois and Laine is they want all the money in the world. Aho surprisingly doesn't want that much. He's not coming off of the best season in the world. Best seasons. 68 points, best total. Hell of a play driver. But obviously you add Sebastian Aho, and granted that means our top line in the short term would be Gensel, Aho, and Svechnikov, which is great. But then what happens down the road with Stenberg and Dvorsky? Eventually we'd have to choose, or maybe not, because Aho actually only wants a 2-year deal, which isn't that bad. Maybe Aho as a short-term option isn't the worst thing in the world. Isn't the worst way to go. I mean, Bertuzzi for 4 years at 30 years old, no thank you. Marchand, no thank you. Evander Kane wants all the money in the world. Puljujarvi, problem with him is it's a 5-year deal is the lowest that we can offer him. I don't know if I want Puljujarvi until he's 32. I think he was very much a beneficiary of McDavid and Draisaitl. That's what that stat line looks like. Arvidsson, Yanni Gord's looking for nothing, but he's 33. If we were to sign anybody, I mean, Sebastian Aho on a short 2-year deal makes a lot of sense, but the question is, Aho, Stenberg, Dvorsky, or just Stenberg, Dvorsky, and whoever else? Like, does it make sense to bring in Sebastian Aho for likely only 2 years? Because you figure if we play Sebastian Aho on that top line, he will likely do well enough that by the time his deal's up, he's going to want more than $8 million. And at that point, it doesn't make sense. So really, the only one who benefits from that deal is Aho. So I think we're going to hold off. Which brings me to the prospects. I mean, there is still the idea of Dylan Holloway. Because at least he's younger. I mean, he's 4 years younger than Aho. But if we look at other prospects, if there are any. I mean, Anderson Dolan is 25. He's not looking for that much. But he has also mightily struggled at the NHL level. Not giving him $3 million. Jack Studnicka's out there not looking for much, but he's not going to get any better. Same with John Leonard. I think maybe we try to screw Edmonton out of getting Dylan Holloway back. My God, there's so many like confirmed medium sixes. This is ridiculous. Out of the high nines. Ender, how's it going, buddy? I'm doing pretty good. SDA. Pietia is he's there. Zayd Wisdom is available. 23.79 and a high 9. That's not bad. Matvei Pakar. So it's looking like either Zayd Wisdom or we go for Dylan Holloway. Holloway, it's only a second round pick. It's only a second round pick. How much cap space does Edmonton have? Edmonton has about $3.4 million in space. And I love menu lag. Okay, you saw it. It was on pending free agents, but it still went to offer sheet. We can go up to, 4.8, and it's still a second rounder. I think we got to go after Holloway here. I think we have to. And hopefully Zayd Wisdom's still there and we get both. Dylan Holloway, 3.4. We can go up to $4 million for 3 years. No offer, no trade or anything like that required because he's a RFA. And we give Dylan Holloway a chance and we only have to give up a second rounder. I think we're going for it. So our big 3 targets this year are Dylan Holloway, Connor Corcoran, and Calle Clang in goal. So not the biggest targets in the world compared to the last few years. Hopefully, we still end up with who we want. And we do still have RFAs to deal with. So Holloway has signed. We know Edmonton can't match it. Connor Corcoran signs up, and so does Calle Clang. Beautiful. So let's hear the answer. And there we go. So we essentially trade a second-round pick for Dylan Holloway. And things are looking pretty good. Things are looking pretty good. Around the league. I didn't look at trades at the draft. I apologize for that. But of course, we'll look at what other teams look like. Ben Sherratt to Vegas. Nina Ryder to Tampa. Konechny went to Buffalo for 6 years. Duclair to Nashville. UC Saros goes to Chicago. I follow back to the Kings. Aho and Ehlers both went to Columbus. Tyler Bertuzzi to the Islanders. Olli Levy to Boston. Line to St. Louis. Puljujarvi to Buffalo. Dubois to Philly. Dredger to Carolina. Damn. Risto to Vegas. Kyle Palmieri to Philly. Nazem Kadri to Vegas. Big moment there for Columbus. Pulling off the double. Let's go talk to our RFAs now. Let's get these deals done before someone inflates the price on us. Because we do have quite a few RFAs. So Blomqvist wants a lot. A lot of traffic. We already went to the lottery. We ended up with the 12th pick. Honestly, I think we can afford to do this. We can afford to, in this window, say that Blomqvist is the guy. And then by the time we're uber competitive again, if he's not, then we can move on. What year is this? This is the season 4 off season. So we'll see if 3.3 for 3 years works out, and we'll see if he's the guy for us. Zach Jones. Again, the RFA expiry status is definitely broken compared to what it was before.
Oh, good for you!
As Mud 70 with the follow. Thank you very much. Zach Jones on 2.2 is a good deal. Jared McIsaac has gotten much better than I would have expected. We can sign him for about 2.6. Good chance Warner, if not both of those guys, ends up getting moved off of the team at some point. Sam Poulin wants a 2-year deal. We will we'll give him that. I'm okay with that. We'll go down to 3.5. See if he accepts that. Jack Drury, who we just picked up from Carolina, wants nothing. Absolutely nothing. The man just wants to play hockey. That's it. We'll go down to 1.5 even. Gabriel Fortier. We'll sign him to that. Ronnie Hirvonen. We'll sign him to that. And Robbie Yarventi. We will sign him to that. So we'll get all of our RFA business done. And then see what we got. As Yarventi accepts. McIsaac accepts. Jones. Fortier. Hirvonen. Blomqvist. Jack Drury signs. Poulin rejected. Which is okay. We can wait it out for him. We can wait it out. Let's see what other big moves might have happened here. Hopefully I didn't move too far along. Honestly, I mean, I'm going to look at the teams. You know, if you care to know where people went, I'm going to look through all the teams again in the preseason. We'll just do it that way. That way we can see where everyone ended up. So I believe Poulin's our only holdout still at this point. We are going to August 1st, as we do. Just waiting for the news on Poulin. It didn't happen. So now we're free and clear to sign everybody and anybody that we want. We do need a cap whale too. Now, if Evgeny Malkin is out there, no Sidney Crosby. I believe he stayed in Montreal. Hello, Deke Slayer. How are we? Let's take a look here at what we have. Let's take a look at what we have. And again, we do have Nashville's second round pick too, so we're looking okay. So in goal, honestly, we're set for now. We'll wait it out. We'll see what happens. Defensively, it's Joseph, McIsaac, Jones, Solomonson. Honestly, defensively, I think we're okay. But 6, 7, 8. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd say one more defenseman for the sake of depth would make a lot of sense. Which means obviously we'll have room to sign some veteran forwards as well. Deke, how are we, by the way? Budsky. So RFA-wise, we do need to get the deal done with Sam Poulin. Let's go 275 for the year. Yeah, just a tad bit of room. All 37 million of it. All 37 million of it, which means, hey, cap whales are coming up out of pure necessity. So defensively, who's left? Bixel's still there. No RFAs. Oh, Mark. Bixel is still there. Vesakuka with the extra bits. I do thank you. D-Slayer rocking that day job. What a man. Get yourself a man who can manage both and down a shitload of energy drinks to do it. At least the nuclear option's fun in the end. I mean, we'll see if it ends up being fun. It depends on how we come out on the other side here. So we have Ahach, Leighton, Ahach, 24 and a 79. Hjorth is there, 24 and a 78. Liberatore, Hataka Michinoku. Muller is there. Radulov again, Luke Prokop, William Villeneuve. I mean, technically I could sign 2 defensemen. Bixel probably makes the most sense for a left-handed defenseman. Just because you don't really know what he can be. And then right-handed defense options. I mean, Larocque's not a bad one. Gannon Larocque. However, I want to sign Luke Prokop. Let's do it. Let's sign Luke Prokop. And we will also bring in Bixel. And that means for forwards, RFA-wise, it's just Poulin and Barron, and obviously Poulin is ours. In terms of big names, I mean, having Evgeny Malkin be our cap whale would be nice. You know? Bring Gino back on a shitload of money. I know Brad Marchand's out there, and that would be great, but he doesn't fit because we brought in Svechnikov. But Gino being a third liner could fit. So honestly, I think it is Evgeny Malkin to bring in here at $18 million for the 1 year. So we're looking okay. We're looking okay. And then once that's all well and good, we can look at forward prospects too. So let's see what we got here. So Gino is back. Poulin signs. Prokop signs. Bixel signs. Sweet. So Gino's back. I would have loved to have brought back Sid, but that's okay. We are now over the cap, just barely. And we do have room for other forwards. I guess the question is, with Brad Marchand, he's gone. Damn it. We would have had to have gotten involved in the deal right then and there. I want one more cap whale to play it safe. And bringing back Jeff Carter is a good way to do that. We'll bring back the boys, get those cap whales in there, just to make sure we have no issues whatsoever with having to call people up and send people down. So we'll sign Jeff Carter, and then we'll round out the roster with forward prospects, if there are any left. Imagine Jeff Carter taking like 4 or 5 days to get back to me. There we go. Jesus, Jeff. All right. It shows us with 1 roster spot. I think we technically have 2. But still, we'll only send an offer to the very best. Luke Evangelista isn't bad. SDA isn't bad. You could argue SDA is better than Evangelista. Will Evangelista go up 3 overall points? And then there's this dude again. Nobody seems to want him. We signed him before and traded him before. But he is by far the best option, and that is Mikhail Pietia. I don't know. We're going to sign him, though. Again, nobody wants him. I'll take him. Boy for sale, and we shall sign him. Shout out to OSW. All right, so there we go. We should be good. He is. That's his name. You're Finnish. So it shows us on 48 contracts, 2 exempts. We might as well see if it'll let us sign 2 other dudes. Do we have 2 other dudes in which to sign? I mean, I guess Evangelista and SDA would make a lot of sense. Unless there's a slam dunk medium top 9 to sign, such as Lamb or Ulf Gustafsson, but we can hold out. 22 and a 75 for Josh Bloom. There are some decent medium top nines to sign. Josh Pilar. 23 and a 78. It's not bad at all. Again, 24 and a 79 is the best that we have right now. Liam Kirk's out there. You got Ty Tullio, 23 and a 77. (23 and a 77), 24 and a 78, 23 and a 77 with Daoust, 23 and a 78 with Pilar. I'm thinking Pilar, whatever it might be, is the best way to go. You could argue Bloom. At the very least, we are going after SDA. He is the top target, and if it'll let me sign one more dude after that, I think we have Pilar or Bloom as the option. So SDA signs as well. To be honest, I'm going to hold off. We might want a waiver option. So let's sim ahead and find out what the hell this team's going to look like, because I have no goddamn idea. No idea at all what this team's going to look like. But let's find out. We are listed as sellers. Who'd have thought? Unsigned-wise, there's nobody that we absolutely need right now. So here we go. Oh, boy. So goalie-wise, it is Blomqvist and Klang. Perfect. Wow, Scrimes is a backup already. He hasn't played a game in the AHL, and he's a backup. So I feel bad for Callie Klang, but he's going to be the third goalie in the mix here. Scrimes is already ready for prime time here. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. Defensively, it is Joseph, McIsaac, Jones, Salmonson, Roger, and Corcoran. The only other option is either Sword or Brower on that right-hand side. Honestly, we might as well just try this combination and see what works. So it won't be the strongest defense in the world, but that's okay. But we'll save Brower. We'll let him hopefully dominate the minors here. Although, yeah, I think that's the best way to go. So then our forwards. It will be an interesting little setup here is the best way I can think to describe it. Gensel, Svechnikov as the top line. Pulling on the second, bunch of third liners. Dvorsky needs to be in the NHL. Who else needs to be in the NHL? Ronnie Hirvonen. And then we have 1,000. I mean 1,000 depth options. It's kind of ridiculous how many depth options we have. 84, 81, 81. Yeah, I mean, look at this. So Svechkov somehow is a depth option at an 83. Maybe we send Rosen down. It's 10, 11, 12 right there. And again, out of our depth options, the lowest rated one's an 81 for Johnny Gruden, who was good last year and probably a bit more ready than Rosen. So if that is the team, if it is, we have Hirvonen on the fourth line. We'll leave him there for the moment. Gruden's a depth option. Dvorsky, fourth line or better, as the Icon King hits us up with the beautiful 7. Icon, what's going on? Thank you very much. How you been? Stenberg's depth. Svechkov is depth. Kamel's a third liner. Alright. So no, those two are on the top line. Top line center, I think, has to be Otto Stenberg already. It has to be. Drury can only play center. So Stenberg, Drury, Malkin, which means Dvorsky would be a fourth liner for the year, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Crosby didn't retire, but we did trade him. He wanted out, unfortunately. So Poulin on the second line. Holloway can be a third liner. Svechkov can be a third liner. Okay, who else can play that right-hand side? We do have a bit of a log jam here. And it's because of the Malkin signing. To be honest, we might not be able to play Malkin this year. We might not be able to. I think I have to go with Dvorsky here. If not on the second line. Because I'm not as worried about Jack Drury. I think we have to rule out Malkin for the year. Unfortunately. Because Svechkov can play the left, and so can Holloway. I mean, this depth is ridiculous, though. I mean, Gensel, Stenberg, Svechnikov, Dvorsky, Poulin, Holloway, Drury, Kamel, Gruden, Hirvonen, and somebody who can play the right wing on the fourth line. So I do think we have to rule out Gino, and he's just a cap whale for the entire season. It's his retirement tour, essentially. But yeah, this team is something. That's basically exactly what the team has to be. Okay. So Gino, again, we will have you as a scratch pretty much all year. Who is our top forward that can play the wing? And it's Isaac Rosen. We'll give him the chance. A natural option to slot in here. And the best way to do this is to send down Gino for the moment. Remember the part in Tilo 2 where you cut to the park full of crazy people? I do. That was a great part of that game. Still never understood the hate that game got. Alright, so it's going to be Gruden, Hirvonen, Rosen. It is a -1, but it's our best option. Again, Gensel, Svechnikov, Stenberg. Dvorsky, Drury, Hirvonen in the middle. It's still really good. Again, you could argue between Holloway and Svechkov who deserves that spot, but Svechkov does get them the +2. Although we could go Holloway, Drury, Poulin, Svechkov, Dvorsky, Kamel, which is probably a little bit more in line with what they should have. But the idea of Dvorsky having second line time is he's a medium elite. Whereas Drury, I mean, Drury is a high 6, though. Medium 6 there. Holloway is a high 6. Maybe we do go with that, but I mean, this is much, much better than I would have thought. Much, much sooner than I would have thought. Oh, thank God, McIsaac's a 6. All right, so McIsaac can be played on the third pair, Jones on the second, Joseph on the left. So that's it. That's our defense. Joseph, Salmonson, Jones, and Roger, McIsaac, and Corcoran. So that right-hand side, again, is a little bit weak. And then goalie-wise, it's going to be Blomqvist and Scrimes primarily. And those guys pretty much have to be it. So Callie Klang is really going to kind of get left out in the cold here. I don't hate it. Compared to where I thought we would be, I really don't hate it. Again, Gino won't be used this year at all. He's literally just on the team as a retirement package. So the AHL is Goodrow and Schnattinger, as it was last year. The defense. The defense as an injury guy. No, I can't even use him as an injury guy, unfortunately. Rules of the series. All right, so McCleary. We actually really... God, we really struggle for right side defensemen. These are all left side defensemen. Wilsby is 25, though. So, not really worth using him full time. So there's Emil Vero, who's 23. But then there's also Danner, who's a 19 medium 4, and then Bixel as well. We have a real logjam of left side defenders. We really do. Honestly, though, AHL, I said it before, I can use people wherever I want to use them. And for that reason, we will be able to get Emil Vero in there. As much as I like Luke Prokop, he's going to have to take a seat for Bixel. So that'll be the AHL defense. And then forward-wise, I mean, you can tell by the ratings this team is going to be just gross. Like, they're going to be so good. Like, I don't even have room for Hollander or Larson or Vidasek in this full-time lineup, really. I guess I can take out Anson's and, but Philip Hollander's 25 at this point. I think we're good. Honestly, it just needs to, move around that top line, and there we go. So this AHL team should be an easy 50-win team. No questions asked. The question now, though, we, for the first time in a very, very long time, have got the responsibility of naming our leadership group. I don't think there's anybody on this team right now that has earned the right to call themselves a captain. Jake Gensel will have a letter, but I'm not cool with captain. And since Malkin's not playing, we won't name him a captain. But the three longest tenured members of this team are Joseph, Poulin, and Gensel. And I think it's fair to kind of have them be the leadership group this season. And we'll see who earns the right to call themselves captain moving forward, if anybody. I think we avoid having a captain in this first season. AHL, doesn't matter. There's no specific leaders or anything like that. So in knowing what this team looks like, chat, we need our 3 goals for the season. Again, it can be related to the standings, to our success against rivals, to special team, goal totals, points, players specific. It can be whatever. What do you think our goal for the season should be? So we might actually be able to finally earn some damn scouts. How nice would that be? Oh. So we're adding in a few here so far. I am intrigued to see how this team will do. Oh, let's see. Stenberg is a rookie. Stenberg is indeed a rookie. He has yet to play. So we'll continue to add things in. Svechnikov hits 35 goals. I think that's unfair. Time I decide every year. I let the chat decide what our goals are for earning those scouts. Scribes above 500 in terms of win percentage or save percentage. Yeah, this will be Stenberg's rookie year. Very well-rounded. I would say defense first, but he has 93 offensive awareness. Plus-minus average of plus 10 in the bottom 6. I'll put it there, but that's almost a guaranteed failure. I'll put it there, but that is almost a guaranteed failure. Let's see. The entire second line hit 35 points each. I think that's fair. I mean, that second line is going to stay the same. Auto spelled auto. Well, my favorite auto quote. Gensel on 70 points. I mean, he's hit 70 points every single year, so I don't think it's unfair. All right, we'll have that be the cutoff. So our goals for the upcoming season will be to have Jake Gensel hit 70 points. Thank God, that was so close to playoffs. So Jake Gensel has to hit 70 points. A plus-minus average of plus 10 in the bottom 6, so that's a loss. But I put it there for a reason. It's fine by me. So we have that. We have 70 points for Gensel. And the last one will be to have the second line hit 35 points each, which I think is fair. So We will see what happens this season. I think those are doable. If we fail all 3 of those, then I give up. If we fail all 3 of those, I give up. Now, we are going to go ahead and look around the league. Does that lock you into these lines yet? Not entirely, but probably. I don't think I'd really change them anyway. The only change on the second line, I guess, yeah, we could lock in the lines, but I mean, the only change would really be Drury and Holloway for Svechkov and Dvorsky. So, for that reason, there we go. Second line, all 35 points. We're locking it in. We're locking it in. Let's go ahead and look around the league. We'll wait for teams to hit the beginning of the regular season. That way we can see what's going on. And see how dumb the AI happened to be again. Because don't worry, there are always examples. And maybe, just maybe, the Anaheim Ducks have scratched Shane Wright again. For the 3rd time in 4 seasons. Wouldn't that be fun? So let's see what we got here. It is Tatar. Oh my fucking god. Thank god. I didn't see him at center. He's on the wing. It's Tatar, Zegras, Burakovsky, Tracy Perot, Wright, Nichushkin, Terry, McTavish, Comtois, Gru, Jones. Not bad, Anaheim. Not bad. Defense is Thrun, Drysdale, Lacombe, Kulak, Larson, and Zadorov. Drysdale up to a beautiful 92. And in goal, 88, Lukas Dostal. With John Gibson down to an 82 since he's not being used as a starter. Fowler, Raquel, and Lundstrom all scratched. Arizona is Boma, Barzal, Genther, Jeannot, McCann, Schmaltz, Musty, Hayton, Iserman, Kraus, Reinhardt, Howden. Defense is Chikrin, Soderstrom, Gostisbehere, Jokinen, Murray, and Timmins. This team should be a playoff team. Goalie-wise, Jack Campbell, Alex Georgiev. With Ty Nelson and Matthias Maselli as scratches. Probably not ideal for either of them. Boston is DeBrusk, White, Pasternak, Perron, Steele, Tarasenko, Hall, Beecher, Achari, Lauko, Suter, Coyle. I want to cry. That's just, it's so disjointed and just random. Ugh. The defense is Grzelcyk, McAvoy, Julevi, Lockhart, Carlo, and Marcus Pettersson. It's not bad, just very bizarre. Swayman in goal with Hunter Jones. Scratched are Cuckoo, Hayden Fleury, and Denton Matejchuk. Which again, probably not the best idea. He's probably one of their better defensive prospects at this point. Buffalo is Krebs, Cousins, Puljujarvi. Signed for 8.3 for 6 years. Skinner, Savoy, Konechny, Silverberg, Middlestat, Tuck, Zucker, Macklin, Celebrini, and Jack Quinn. Poor Jack Quinn on the 4th line. Defense is Darlene Power, Lindholm, Liljegren, Bryson, and Ryan Johnson. Need to get me some of that right side defense from Buffalo. Goalies, Sorokin and Riddick. Scratches, Samuelson, Laxon, and Forsmark. Jesus. How many defensemen do you have? Also, I wouldn't have Forsmark scratched, but what the hell do I know? Carolina is Bach, Suzuki, Natchez. Kotkaniemi, Reese, Teravainen. Zakagor, Jarvis, Gergensen, Panomarev, Blackwell. They look a little bit weaker up the middle without Aho. Defenses, Slavin and Marino. Vakanainen, D'Angelo, Dvorak, Honka. Goalies, Dreger and Patrick Hammerla. Who's to say? Mackie Smoskovich, Ethan Bear, Phil Myers as the scratches. I don't know how the hell they ended up with Smoskovich. Columbus is Ehlers, Aho, Chinnikov. Oh, that's right, we did know that Aho signed there. Jenner, Bemstrom, Janssen, Domi, Monahan, Foodie, Tessier, Nelson, Johnson. Nothing like 4th liner Kent Johnson. Hey, we have Kent Johnson. Yeah, but we can sign Sebastian Aho. I'm not saying you're wrong, but Jesus, you know? Play Aho on the wing. Get Domi out of the lineup. What are you doing? Werenski, Boqvist, Bean, Peak, Gavrikov, Yarosek. That's a pretty good defense. Goalie is Merzlikins. Bounced up to an 89. Jesus. with Dylan Fawcett. That's pretty good. Oh, good. It was an Edmonton goalie that they let go of. Scratches, Kevin Korchinski, Cole Sillinger, John Merrill. So see, again, like I can look at this team. I wish I could change the AI's lines. Like, get Cole Sillinger in there. Don't sign Sebastian Aho because you don't have room for him. Or if you're going to do that, trade Sillinger. It's just a horrible mismanagement of assets to be like, okay, well, we have Sillinger, but we can have Aho. And then you just scratch. They're so bad. Calgary's Goodrow, Pelletier, Mangiapane, Zari, Lindholm, Urov, Lemieux, Ruzicka, Verreau, Sanford, Pedersen, Coronado. They completely ruined Pedersen. He was like an 83 to an 85 last year. Defense is Muzzin, Tanev, Valimaki, Anderson, Sheelington, Shattenkirk. It's an old defense in some regards. Goalies, Samsonov and Quick. So where the hell is... Oh, what the hell is Markstrom? You got Dubé, Lindell, Jeremy Poirier. Scratched again. Yeah, it's very, very bad. Chicago is DeBrincat, Doc, and Alex Nylander. Kubalik, Clark, and wow, Graham Clark. Jesus. He's with Lucas Reichel, Kajula, Sorella. William Nylander's down to an 82 because they're playing him on the third line. Boy, William, shouldn't you have signed here? Shouldn't you have? Fogle, Kovanov, Allison on the fourth line. Defense is Stillman, Murphy, Bedan, Mitchell, Alfredson, and Seth Jones. Still rocking an 83. Ever consistent. Goalies, Saros and Ferraro. Scratches of Hagel, Tepley, and Evan Barrett. Poor Brandon Hagel is a scratch. Mr. Conroy, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. Colorado is Pavelski, McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, Newhook, Olesen, Larson, Joe Stafoli, Heinen, Thompson, Kasha. Defensive Taves, McCarr, Gerard Barron, Byram, and Graves. Good God. Hey, Ryan Graves back in Colorado. But this is their goaltending. Darcy Kemper and Dylan Garant. Scratches of Bowers, Mikola, and Caleb Jones. Dallas is Robertson, Hintz, Ben, Coleman, Strome, Bork, Bach, Bastian, Delandria. Hey, they didn't scratch Ty Delandria this year. Donato, Sagan, Studnicka, also known as the Boston Dream line. I'm going to cry now. Defense is Haskin and Friedman, Thomas Harley and Adam Larson, Edmondson, and Josh Morrissey. They traded for Josh Morrissey. Ottinger and Mestma, Terrence Postma as a scratch. Wyatt Johnston is scratched. Not a good idea. Yegor Sharangovich and Kevin LeBanc all scratched. Detroit is Vrana, Larkin, Raymond, Michkov, Berggren, Zadina, Miroshnichenko, Veleno, Eberle, Foligno, Rasmussen, Athanasiou. Back in Detroit. You'd love to see it. Conroy, I appreciate you at least stopping in for a few minutes. You're getting to see the lovely examples of how bad the AI are at managing their teams. It's Edvinsson, Seider, Renanen, Haranik, Kokkensalo, Jensen. Moritz Seider's a frickin' 95. Goalie-wise, wow, Sebastian Kosa. He's next to Nedeljkovic. Scratches of Lindblom. Sidney Crosby. Scratched. In Detroit. I don't know if I like that. If we're a playoff team, I get a free trade, and it's Operation Rescue Sid. Edmonton is Draisaitl, McDavid, Yamamoto, McLeod, Borgo, Lavoie, Hyman, Faxa, O'Connor, Grunstrom, Colton, Lagare. So that's where Nathan Lagare ended up. Defense is Neris Bouchard, Broberg, Zub, Johansson, and Falk. Goalies, Allen and Mike Smith. Mike Smith is still there. He won't leave. Fucking squatters' rights, just taking up permanent residence. Mike Smith. Dumoulin's a scratch. Jay O'Brien, Cody Ceci. If I tried to rescue every former Penguin that's currently a scratch, I would not have space for anybody else. Florida is Huberdeau, Barkov, Tippett, Giroux, Verhage, Kane, Aston Reese, Lundell, Denisenko, Henry, Kaponiemi, Rooney. The defense is still Uyghur Ekblad, Gildan Ludwig, Naus, Evan Naus, and Carson Soucy. Goalies, Spencer Knight and Garen Bjorklund. Scratches of Hutsko, Gregor, and Jonathan Drouin. At least that's more realistic scratches, I guess. LA is Turcotte, Byfield, Kaliev, Jesus Christ. Zetterberg, Anderson's Thomas, Anderson, Velarde, Henridius, Iafallo, Dano, Kapari. That's a hell of a fourth line. Good lord. That's absurd. Defense, Clegg, Pesci, Anderson, Tristan Leno, Nussianen, and Mayfield. Goalie, Shesterkin. Now in LA with Philip Gustafson. Scratches of Brody, Bjornfot, and Helge Grans. So I wouldn't recommend some of the defensive scratches they have there. I'd probably try to get rid of Scott Mayfield, but what are you going to do? Wabba, hello. Red Pens Redemption. We're changing the jersey colors. Wabba, good to see you, dude. It's Guans. You're Guans. Boldy, Eriksson, Kaprizov, Fiala, Masherin, Beckman, Catone, McLeod and Blay, Bitten, Sissons, Wagner. Defense, Brodeen, Dumba, Lambos, Addison, O'Rourke, and Jared Spurgeon, who is in a bad way. Goalie-wise, Jesper Wallstead and Tyler Brennan. Scratches of Marco Rossi, Armia Zaboral. You mean to tell me you can't take out Austin Wagner or Sammy Blay to put Marco Rossi in your lineup? Awful. Montreal. Oh my god. It's Marshawn Suzuki Caulfield. Evander Kane, Ludwig Persson, and Jesse Ilonen. Matthew Tkachuk. It's the left side of hatred. Marshawn, Kane, Tkachuk. All of whom were free agents this year. It's Tkachuk, Fantilli, Gallagher, Anderson, dude, Paling, and Lassell. Marshawn, Kane, Tkachuk, Gallagher, Josh Anderson, all on the same team. They're winning the cup. Holy fuck. 6.5 for Marshawn for a year. 10.9 for 4 years for Evander Kane. Got to make back that debt that you owe. Matthew Tkachuk, $8 million for 2 years. Holy shit, Montreal. Their defense is Siegenthaler and Logan Mailloux. He's made the team finally. Number 1 defenseman. Kulikov and Josh Brook, Romanov and Savard. The most hateable team in the history of the NHL. The most hateable team in the history of the NHL. Goalie-wise, it's Robin Leonard and Carey Price. So maybe not so hateable. And scratches of Niederbach, Eller, and Caden Gooley. What a team. What a goddamn team that is. New Jersey is Brad. This is why we look, by the way. We have Brad Heischer-Holtz, Bunting, Mercer, Hughes, Foote, Johansson, and Stillman, Kuokkanen, Boqvist, Pitlick. The defense is Smith, Hamilton, Luke Hughes, Damon Severson, Amuka Medulin, and Sean Walker. That defense is goated, aside from Sean Walker. Goalie-wise, need to upload that clip. We'll clip it, dog, and I'll put it on Twitter. Blackwood and Nico Dawes as the goalies. Scratches of Vukosevic, Kevin Ball, Nikita Ahatyuk. Not bad. Also known as Pete Blackburn's little brother. Nashville is Duclair, Afanasayev, Tomasino. Man, Tomasino. Goated. Forsberg, Granlund, Cunnin, Tolvin, and Stevenson. Hey, Chandler. Good for you, Chandler. And Brian Rust, Kempe, Trocheck, Kapanen. The bottom 6 made up 50% former Penguins. The defense is Yossi Carrier, Ekholm, Fabro, Ferentz, and Forbert. So, I mean, Yossi stayed great while Spurgeon fell off a cliff at the same age. Goalies, Askarov and Allmark. Askarov at a medium elite's not good enough, Tukey. I think I know what I'm doing. Thank you. Scratches of Anderson, Dolan, Keller, Roslovich. My God. Poor Clayton Keller. Poor all of them being healthy scratched. The Islanders have Tyler Bertuzzi, Anders Lee, Oliver Wahlstrom, Jan Kruk, Johansson, Bjorkstrand, Bellows, Pajot, Radulov, Palat, Gaucher, Holmstrom. So they're finally playing 2 of the younger guys, thank God. Defense is Pellick, Bullock, Salo, Walsh, Bulldog, and Wild. The goalies, Peterson, Lennox. That's right, I said the Bulldog meme before you could. And scratches of Klingberg, Ishikov, and Dobson. Poor Ruslan Ishikov. He would go right back overseas. Second line player, not even in the lineup. I said it's a good thing they're playing Gaucher, but like, come on now. Move somebody else. You have an ancient team. Rangers, Panarin, Henriksen, Lafreniere. Othman, Kako, Kuhl, Altonen, Hedel, Kravtsov, Kreider, Edstrom. Again, the Rangers continue to personify how fucking dumb the AI are that they play Mika Zibanejad, fourth line right wing, while running a 79 overall center. It's so bad. It is so bad. It needs to be fixed this fucking year. Like, I cannot make this game interesting until next September or October when the AI is this fucking stupid. So please, please EA, please, I implore you, fix this shit. He had 49 points last year with no power play time, so I'm guessing they bumped him up. Actually, he had 30 goals last year, didn't he? I mean, I'm guessing they bumped him up at some point, but he also didn't have fucking power play time. I mean, they both had good points, but there's no way they stayed on the fourth line all year. But regardless, why? At any point would this even be their starting strategy? Defense is Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Lundqvist, Robertson, Trouba. Goalie-wise, Talon, Boyko, and Alex Lyon. Rough time without Shesterkin there, huh? Matthew Rempe, Braden Schneider, and Lane Hinckley. My new favorite name. Braden Schneider is scratched. It makes sense. That right-hand side's stacked, but, like, trade him. Get something for him. Get a number one center that you apparently need, even though Mika Zibanejad's there. Ottawa is Stützle, Norris, Tom Wilson. He should have been on Montreal. Pearson, Lambert for Toronto. Kachuk, Batherson, Duchesne, Formanton, Pinto, and Gauthier. Get a goalie, right? Defense is Shabbat, Brandstrom, Sanderson, Bernard, Docker, Nudivara, and Lassie Thompson. See if we can get the franchise mode equivalent bet right. I'd try. I don't think it would work. Sjogard, Rodrigue as the goalies there. Scratches Sokolov and Henman. Oh, Philadelphia, Blomdahl, Couturier, Kaut, Taves, Dubois, Bjork, Farabee, Cott, Palmieri, Brown, Lawton, Forster. Defense is York, Ellis, Sanheim, Mahura, Millman, and Mata. Goalie is Katahat and a 65 overall backup named Tremaine McCormick. Scratches of Frost, Donoff, and Kevin Hayes. Seattle, Schwartz, Hertl, Tanev, Wenberg, Bedard, Lind, Olofsson, Beniers, Hoffman, Hextall, Kopitar, Galchenyuk. That center depth is unbelievable. Defense is Dunn, Alexiak, Hutton, Clemens. The Clemens. Nemec and Kale Fleury. Goalie is Grubauer and a 60 overall Payarvi. Like, you couldn't sign a better fucking backup? Really? Really? God, the AI in this game sucks ass. San Jose is Meyer, Benson, Koroluk, Eklund, Chmelevsky, Dahlin, Gushchin, Demidov, Weissblatt, Gadjevet, Height, Beauvillier. That offense. Oof. Defense is Ferraro, Merkley, Niazev, Carlson, Forsling, and Stetcher. Carlson still has a year left after this one. Goalie is Parich and Liam Oakley. Boy, I wonder why they were terrible last year. Lyabushkin, Casey, and Couture as healthy scratches. St. Louis has Line O'Reilly, Bushnevich. Unreal. How much did Line sign for? Costin, Thomas, Kyrou, Alexandrov, Erickson, Saad, Greenway, Bolduc, Nugent, Hopkins. Poor Nuge. He was on the fourth line in Edmonton. Now he's on the fourth line in St. Louis. Defense is Mike Riley, Colton Parayko, Torrey Krug, Philip Johansson, Jacob Middleton, and Matt Roy. Scratches, or goalies, I should say. It should be a scratch. It's Binnington, and again, a horrible backup in Wade Cullen. Jake Neighbors is scratched every single year at the start of the year. Connor Carrick and Will Butcher. Tampa, Kashkovich, Point, Kucherov, Gonsalves, Stamkos, Donskoy, Niederreiter, Sorelli, Asplund, Kaloran, Joseph Dewar. Stammer still rocking at 35 years old. 593 goals. Defense is Sergachev, Chernak, Mete, Foot, McDonough, Zaitsev. Oof. Where's Hedman? Goalie is Vasilevsky and Alnefelt. Hedman is scratched. Who needs Victor Hedman when you have Victor Mete? It's an improvement on the Victors. Hey, Victor's still on that left-hand side. Mete, that is. Toronto is Mantha, Matthews, Marner, Robertson, Tavares, Arvidsson, Sale, Kolasar, Kessel, Peterson, Strome, Sundqvist. Of course, we traded Phil back there last year. Hello, Frank. Good 3 or 4 a.m. to you, sir. Defense is Riley, Dermott, Sandin, Rendell, Knight, and Shelgren. Goalie is Hellebuck, Holtby. Scratches of Connolly, Amirov, and Abramov. God, we need to fix the AI. Almost 5. Fair enough. Vancouver, Garland, Pedersen, Podkolzin, Hoglander, Brown, Besser, Miller, Horvat, Klimovich, Smith, Trennan, Carlson. Defense is Hughes, Rathbone, Matheson, TVR, OEL, Hamonic. Are we sure Jim Benning got fired? Goalie is Demko and Halak. Halak's back. Scratches of Schnarr, Shimmick, Hamonic. And our final 3 here. It's Vegas. Marchessault, Eichel, Stone, Pacioretty, Carlson, Elvenes, Dean, Kadri, Patrick, Frederick, Brisson, Ronberg. They just refuse to play Brendan Brisson anywhere else but on that 4th line. Scratches of Theodore, defense of Theodore Whiteclad, Haig, Petrangelo, Sherratt, Hall. Goalies, Tarasov and Tyler Wall. Scratches, Sturm, Dorofeyev, and Ristolainen. Winnipeg, Connor Scheifele, Slavkovsky, Fabry, Perfetti, Lucius, Vesalainen, Lowry, Hartman, Thompson, Dvorak, Atkinson. Defense is Hanifin, Pionk, Provorov, Yoki Haru, Heinola, DeMello. Goalies, Lindbergh and Reimer. Good for Philip Lindbergh. Scratches of Dylan, Gudis, and Logan Stanley. Who's got the best build? Who's got the worst build? Yes, and yes. That's my answer. Washington is Ovechkin, LaPierre, and Sprong. McMichael, Kuznetsov, Guryanov, Bennett, Reedy, Nyquist, Milano, Protas, Leeson. Ovi is 40. Still a 91 with 946 goals. Will he break 1,000? He might. Defense, McCabe, Carlson, Fehervari, Lozon, Cholosky, Alexiev. Goalies, Mrazek and Gravel. Iorio, Geiser, Sutter as the scratches. Yeah, that's what's going on everywhere else. Best team, best built team, Montreal. That's clearly the answer. The Montreal shit show. My favorite team. It was beautiful.